Hello and welcome to the RCR Wireless Newscast. Today at the Silicon Flatiron's digital broadband migration, Verizon CTO Richard Lynch delivered a keynote packed with promises, including the reiteration of Verizon Wireless's planned 2009 LTE launch. Lynch noted that Verizon Wireless is currently trialing LTE and has worked with many infrastructure vendors, but they will announce vendor partnerships next week, and those vendors will be on a tight deadline, Lynch said.
In the next couple of weeks over in Barcelona, I'll be announcing the selection of vendors for our LTE or long-term evolution technology choice. We're already engaged in multiple trials of LTE in partnership with Vodafone, and we're actively planning to deploy a network that will coexist with our existing 3G platform. We're in the final stages, as I said, of selecting our vendors. But more importantly, I've told those vendors they need to be up and running this year.
LTE will also be the motor behind getting Verizon out to the remote areas that don't have Verizon internet service now, thanks to its 700 megahertz nationwide licenses.
Phil, you're going to tell me when I'm done, right?
Okay. My main question would be is well, we're from Kansas, so there's a lot of wide open rural area where there's no internet, let alone cell service. So what kind of, ideas do you have in place, or if any, to expand to try to get more people kind of out in the middle of nowhere connected?
All right. Well, we'll stipulate that Kansas is nowhere, and then we'll go from that. Okay. Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'd like to actually talk about that in two ways, because while you may be from Kansas, I'm from Pennsylvania, and there's a lot of places even in Pennsylvania that are very, very difficult, if not impossible, either for physical reasons or economic reasons, to deploy fixed services like Fios. On the other hand, what I will tell you is that when we went after the 700 megahertz spectrum, one of the things I told my planners was, don't tell me about a replacement for EVDO. Tell me how we're going to be able to utilize LTE for both fixed wireless broadband as well as mobile broadband. And while I can't stand before you today and tell you I've got it solved, my belief is that in places like you're talking about, a wireless solution is far more viable than a fixed solution will be.
Lynch also took a minute to address the advances of its open development initiative. The carrier has been busy approving many non-typical devices to run on its network, and when we checked in last summer, only a few devices were approved. But today, Lynch said over 36 devices have been approved and are ready to run on its EVDO network.
We now have nearly 40 devices certified for use on our existing EVDO network, and many more in the pipeline. Not something that we make an awful lot about, but it continues to become a more robust ecosystem as we move along. When we get to LTE, we firmly believe this process will accelerate, and we're working hard to stimulate this nascent ecosystem right now.
Even though Lynch made it very clear that LTE is on the way this year, he did say that 3G network isn't going anywhere. It will be around for quite some time, though an upgrade to Rev B looks out of the picture for now. In Boulder, I'm Allie Winter, RCR Wireless News.